Radio Paranormal.
Welcome to Radio Paranormal.
You like our intro sound that much, huh?
Don't push the loop button because it loops things.
Fair. I can't.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hello. Happy 4th to you.
This many. So it's kind of cool. So we just celebrated America's 250th birthday.
Yes.
Well, in November of this year, the Marine Corps celebrates their 251st birthday. Coincidence? I think not.
No. And I hope our Paracon is successful and that you and Anna can come down for Marine Corps birthday. And I'm going to take you to Luke Restaurant where Marines eat and drink for free because Chef John Bash, who's a fantastic guy.
Speaking of Anna, there she is. Hi, baby.
Hi, lady. Look at that pretty lady.
She pretty lady.
Yeah. Do you have good course, though? I know it can be kind of.
So, I guess, we could talk about veterans for a second and fireworks and whatever, which I'm 100% fine with fireworks. I mean, my God, it's 250 years of freedom. Celebrate. Yeah. Do it.
Because of you and others who served before you and are serving. So
look, I stood on the shoulders of giants. I, by stature and genetics, am not a giant. So therefore, the only way that I could see the George Jones concert was to stand on the shoulders of giants. I don't know where George Jones came from, but by God. Look, the people that I served with and the buddies of mine that are no longer with us because, we all came home, but our souls never did. Our souls were still battling over in Iraq and Afghanistan, which is why suicide is rampant through the veteran community. And not only veteran community, but everybody. Because if you look at the veteran community, it's a small microcosm of America. Yeah. So if we're committing suicide at such a rate that it's more than 22 a day, this goes for everybody. Look, if you're having a hard time, holidays are hard. Fireworks get us veterans. I mean, we get up in our heads. But there's always a number to call, 988. That's the National Suicide Hotline. And there's no excuse because you can also text 988 and have a text conversation if you don't want to talk to somebody on the phone. So there's no excuse. Veterans, call 988, press 1 for the Veteran Suicide Hotline. Oh, even me, I've been doing work on me for years. I mean, today marks the 5th year of sobriety for me. Oh, but it still gets me like that. We all deal with stuff. So I'm not one of those veterans that say, please don't do fireworks. And I don't care. But just know that, it does affect some people.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And we're not gonna stop fireworks, but we can stop suicide. If you need to talk to somebody, hell, call me, call Jen, call 988.
Yep.
Call our guest that's going to be coming on. He's one of the best people that I have ever met, personally. He's great. He's a great researcher. The man is but more importantly, he's a wonderful person. And so are a lot of these people that you're going to meet at Paracons. Yeah. Even if you're in a crowd with a Paracon or if you're having a bad day, why don't you find one of those people that you love and go say, hey, I'm struggling. Because guess what runs rampant in paranormal, encrypted, and other things is depression. I don't know why. I don't know why it runs as deep, but people I talk to, that's a common theme. So you're not alone, everybody. And I'm going to step off my long-winded soapbox, but
well, and we just added when we added to the Paracon a group. we announced this week. And we had to find a sponsor for them, which we did. Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop. Thank you, Mr. Joe, for doing that. And they are sponsoring the Louisiana Ghostbusters. They go from show to show, and they bring cars, if it's big enough, that are replicas from the movie. They have all the outfits and stuff like that. And they raise money. They dress you up, take your picture, you donate. They charge for the photos, and they donate the money to charity. And the charity that Chris worked with them and asked them to choose was Suicide Awareness for Men. So they will be there raising money for suicide awareness too at the Paracon this summer, July 31st to August 2nd. So we're gonna, we want to, and you're gonna have the veteran. You're gonna have your veteran.
So, and my veteran nonprofit, Veteran Voice Radio, is going to be out there, and we try to deal with mental health, depression, and all that through the art of music. I've been a drummer most of my life. As soon as I could pick up a pair of drumsticks, I was beating on stuff. And music has saved my life time and time again. So come see us. We'll tell you about, we have 2 radio stations. We have a country station and a rock station that plays nothing but veterans that are not signed by big labels. Right now, the radio station's down because it's just me and my buddy running it out of our pockets. So bear with us while we try to get the sponsorship back to get it rolling again. But come talk to us, man, because I'm going to tell you, music heals. And that's our little niche. But there's going to be so many nonprofits. And why is that? How come you're just not going to donate to one nonprofit?
Because we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves into one thing. People have different causes hey, Christy. People have different causes they want to support, and I don't want to force someone to support something they are like, oh, well, I wish it was about this or whatever. I want you to choose where your money goes. We want to keep the cost down low so you have disposable income to be able to do that. We've got Nova is going to be there. New Orleans Vampire Association. That's with Papa Czar. And I know it sounds funny, but it is a nonprofit that he founded, and they have a homeless initiative. I
popped that up too soon. Yeah, they do. I have seen Papa Czar do some lives when he's down in some square. I've never been to New Orleans. I don't know. But he's out there. The vampire community in New Orleans is out there feeding homeless people.
Yep. Well, they feed
don't you ever judge a book by its cover.
Yep.
But if you're hungry, go eat. I don't know. I haven't been down there. I've only talked to Papa Czar twice. However, I do know that food and music, if you can put those two together, you could heal the world.
Yep.
Oh.
So those are the different
healing the world
opportunities.
I know that, we say that you don't donate to anybody, but I'm going to play a 10-second video of maybe somebody you should donate your money to. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, I think you should
Give me
too.
your money. Give me your money in case our guest decides to sell another drum set that I want.
So
you come out,
sir. Your first bus is sold out Friday. You were about 4 sold out for your first bus. Saturday and Sunday, we are gonna open that up on a wait list. Donate a cause, taking money. Isn't what money should be going to the building, etc. Just my opinion. I hear what you're saying, Christy. I'll say that the spaces in New Orleans that we go to are different because they aren't operating as just abandoned so-and-so or space that just does lets ghost hunts come through. These are spaces we have access to. The monies that are going to these businesses, etc., are going to maintain and help support the families that own it. So we kind of are in that in your ticket price. You are helping the locations that you're going to, and that's by your choice to go on the ghost hunt.
And so I definitely want to say, if anybody has any questions about where any money goes or whatever, I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn because it ain't my shit, but ask Jennifer or Chris and they'll tell you. I mean, so the more people it's good that people ask because people care. You know what I care about?
What do you care about?
I care about Make-A-Wish Foundation. And I care about, so our guest here, he tried to work for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I have actual photographic evidence of him at Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I'm going to pull that up and then we're going to introduce our guest. And I should have had things already pulled up because you know me. I wait till the last minute. So, yeah, come out and see us July 31st through August 3rd at the Crown Plaza Hotel in the French Quarter. Did I say that right?
And your ghost hunts that you just put up can be added onto your weekend and day passes. You don't have to have a package to take any of the ghost hunts. They'll be available, and we'll be rolling out a locals package this week. That includes a one-night stay at your option and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're excited for sure that this is going to be insane, crazy, fun. Oh my gosh.
It's going to be super fun.
It's not even
it's not my ghost hunt. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. Like this investigation is selling itself. It's a Masonic cemetery. And it's gonna be super fun. So, I guess look for me if you get like a stub toe or something. Maybe I can help with that. But we're gonna have fun. So I need to share my screen real quick. How do I do that? It's not like I don't run this every week. Share screen. There we go. And share. So let me pull it up here. There we go. So this is the Carter. He walks into the Make-A-Wish and he says, 2 chicks at the same time, please. The Make-A-Wish lady's like, sir, I think you're confused about what we do here. So unfortunately, that was the first and last time that our guest was able to work at Make-A-Wish.
Our guest is Skeletor.
Now he's making a wish for me. At some point, but now he's making a wish for me. He is one of the most interviewed people by me. I have interviewed him more times on my old show than anybody else, and I'm so glad to introduce him to a new group of people. So we're going to bring up Carter Skeletor Bouchard.
Howdy.
Hello.
No.
There we go.
2 chicks at the same time sounds like my old rock and roll days.
Dude, I was going to say, that sounds like some drummer shit.
Yeah, boy. That was it. So thanks for having me.
Man, thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, Carter. Nice to meet you.
You too. Yeah, this is he's been busy taking care of me. Well, yes, he has. He's taking very good care of you. I understand.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what good spouses do, right? We take care of
you. Yeah.
Sorry, Christy. It was in poor taste, but so is much of my life. So, yep. And we agree. Such blokes. Yeah, men will be men. Carter, for those that have lived under a rock forever, who are you?
I am Carter Bouchard. I've been researching Sasquatch for a good number of years, 15 years. Written 5 books based on my research because I just got lucky.
Brandon.
Look at that picture on that. That's just a great picture. But I'm so very blessed, I guess is the word, to have the witnesses I have that are sharing seriously killer stories and photos and evidence. And then in the middle of all this, I discovered that I had been abducted as a child. And I didn't know about it until 2004. Found out by accident. That's a great book right there.
That is a good book.
Yeah. But I didn't find out till 2004. It was by accident. And the rest
This book
is
I haven't got yet.
How do you find out you're abducted? I just what?
well, I'm good at I'm as
You
soon as
get
we,
to that.
yeah, I'll tell well you want me I'll tell you because my wife and I
And if she asked the same question,
with outstanding knowledge. How did you find out? In 2004, my wife and I and another couple were over here at the house, just shooting the breeze, and we all had belief that we had had past lives. So we decided we wanted to see if we could find a hypnotic regressionist and go get regressed to see if we had a past life. It was just that simple. We're just sitting around one Friday night not doing anything. And so back then in 2004, you still had phone books. So I grabbed my phone book and went down, oh, look, hypnotic regressionist. Oh, let's call and find out. And so I called her. There, you got a phone book too.
This is what the ancient.
Those are
tablets
collector's
were like.
items, by the way. Those are collector's
That's why I'm
items.
holding on to it. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, so anyhow, I looked her up and we called her, and this was a Friday night. And so we made an appointment for Saturday. And so we all four went out, and this was about 30 miles east of Kansas City. And the regressionist, she had a big barn in a maze and place to come and meditate and get relaxed so you could go under a little easier and all that kind of stuff. So and so that's what we did. We recorded all the sessions. Everybody got a recording of their own session. So my wife goes first. She can't get under. Some people cannot be hypnotized due to control issues. You just can't. I don't want anybody in my head. It's none of your business what's in there. Go away. So that's kind of how that works. So Nancy, the wife, she was the widow of my former comedy partner. So anyway, she remarried to Steve, nice guy. So she went under. She had two lives that she discovered. Very interesting. Steve went under, and he had one life that he discovered, and it was also intriguing. I won't bore you with all the details. So it's my turn to go under, and I start squirming and just going, leave me alone and stop it. I was saying a bunch of, cuss words and stuff. Get your hands off of me, blankety blanket. What are you doing to my friend? I'm just freaking, and I'm sobbing. Just tears are coming out of my face and my eyes. Of course, I'm out. She has me under, and so I'm not aware I'm crying at the time. So, long story short, once she settles me down, it comes out that I was abducted at the age of about 7 or 8 in Dallas, Texas. I'll be 75 in September. So it was out of nowhere. I had no idea. Me and a friend were racing our bikes in Dallas, Texas, right in front of my mom's house. It was, July, hot as heck. We run a stop sign because we're just being kids. We're 7, 8 years old. We're just being dumb kids. And we run the stop sign. This car just zooms by and it just barely misses us. You could feel the wind was blowing our T-shirts. I mean, it was just like that close. And we're going, holy crap. Well, that car didn't kill us, but my mom was at home right across the street. I thought she's going to kill us when she sees what happened. So look at that cute little fella. That's my 7, 8-year-old Cub Scout picture right there.
Aww.
And he just want to
Cute.
squish his cheek. Oh my God.
So
So I'm finding this out. And the car that almost hit us was a blue 1951 Buick Roadmaster.
Nice
And
car.
yeah, like that, but ours was black. this is how ironic this whole thing is. This all ties in. So we see the car that almost hits us. Well, it wasn't a car. It was a spacecraft. And the screen memory we were given was a car.
Right.
So we would forget. Y'all familiar with screen memories are?
I am, but for those who are not, can you just?
Well, a screen memory is something that you are given to replace the memory of what actually happened.
Right.
Sexual abuse people, all kinds of things. So we were given that memory to see. Well, it took us into the craft. And I was watching my friend Craig. They were doing stuff to him. And I was screaming and yelling, leave my friend alone. That's where I entered my memory of what happened. Was I was watching them do stuff to Craig, and there was blood pumping out of his jugular, out of his neck, and I'm watching this, and I'm behind this screen, so it's kind of a white cheeseclothy thing. I can see through it, but not translucent. I mean, it was not transparent, but I could see the shadows and the ETs, the big grays, and all this kind of stuff. So I could see what they were doing to Craig, and I was freaking out because not only because I was afraid for my friend, but holy crap, I'm next.
Right.
I'm saying, get away from me, get off of me, stop it. What are you doing? That's where all that came from, because they had me in this kind of a cocoon, an embryo, kind of to keep me real quiet and not moving around a lot. And so I don't know why they did, but they came over and cut me out with a red laser. They cut it and let me out of the thing, because I think maybe they thought I was going to hurt myself. So anyway, that's how I found out. Now, that 2004 is when we went to get regressed. 2 weeks before that day, 2 or 3 weeks, my wife and I had decided we wanted to buy a car to restore. And guess what frickin' car that was? 1951 Buick Roadmaster.
Wow.
Why did they pick that car? Why, let me tell you, Bob. Because my grandparents had a baby blue, which is the car that we saw with our eyes, a baby blue 1951 Buick Roadmaster sitting in their garage.
Of course.
In Houston, Texas. I never saw them drive it, because by the time I got to know them, they were too old to drive. So the car was just sitting in there.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks before we decided to go get this regression, my wife and I had already bought this car out of Chicago, the black one on that book cover.
Oh, wow.
It was on its way to us. And they put that memory in my head so that I would not recall the spacecraft. Because it worked for 50 years.
Yeah.
And it was just probably, I was about to burst at the seam, probably going to remember anyway. But that is how I found out. And that car, that just tells me that this whole thing was orchestrated. They gave me the screen memories, and I had a lot of screen memories. And so now, during most of my life, I remembered little gray robots, like the guy behind me, walking down the hall in my parents' house in Dallas, Texas. I slept on a bunk bed. I was on the top bunk. My brother was below. And every now and then, I'd just wake up in the middle of the night, I'd hear something, or I was just waking up because I was a kid, got to go pee or whatever. And I see these little gray robots. I saw them probably 30, 40 times at least, walking down the hall from my parents' bedroom, from the area of my parents' bedroom. And I said something to my mom a couple times. She said, "Well, you're just eating too much crap before you go to bed. Quit drinking sugar and Kool-Aid before you go to bed. Quit eating candy.
Right.
And
Right.
you're just seeing things." You know,
Yeah.
I said, "No, I'm okay. I guess that made sense." But I still kept seeing them. And I found this out during one of my regressions. I've been regressed 8 times, by the way.
Oh wow.
Uh, that I had thought before I found out in the regression that, maybe they were coming from my parents' bedroom to shut them off so they could do whatever they were going to do. They just click them off.
Huh. Right.
And so, and that turned out to be exactly what was happening. I didn't see the being that had been coming to my bedroom and taking me until my last regression, because we skipped a lot of. If you've never been hypnotized, have you been hypnotized? Anybody? Either of you?
Yeah.
No.
Well, there's a lot of stages. You're getting very sleepy. You're gonna go grab a flower, climb up to the cloud, and relax, and then we'll go up to another cloud and get another flower. And when but having been under 8 times, I've skipped a lot of that process because I can just be told, I'm out.
Right. Right.
But that's how I found out that what I had hypothesized, not as a child, but later on in life, that's what they were doing. They were clicking my parents off. Now, I tried finding the kid I was taken with.
This is an awesome story. Sorry.
Oh my God, Jesus, Joseph
Yeah.
and Mary. Oh God. So, Craig, I won't say the last name because he's still alive, and I called him after all these years and stuff and regressions. I said, screw this. I couldn't find him, but I did find him, and there's 11 people with his exact same name all over the country.
Hi, Mom. Sorry.
We gotta say hi, Mom, real quick. Mom,
Sorry,
just
say hi, Mom. It's my mom.
Hi, Mom.
okay.
Hey, so I looked up, and for an extra $5, I found him. I thought it was him. And for an extra $5, I paid and got his phone number. So I like being a stalker, you see.
He learned that from the Big Feet.
Yeah. So and here's the other coincidence. It's not a coincidence. I was born September 16th, 1951.
Mhm.
Guess when he was born? September 16th, 1951.
Wow.
Imagine that.
There was another kid in my neighborhood, Gordon. Guess when he was born?
Really?
September 16th, 1951. Now, Gordon and I were actually in Boy Scouts together, and we were in a couple of shop classes together. And so we were kind of tight. But here's my thing. If you're going to abduct children or any age bracket of any human, if you have the same birth date, same physiology, you're born September 16th, 1951, you're a male, you've got the same, if you're going to run tests on all of us, you're going to have really good test subjects and be able to get data that will be, if I was a scientist doing something, I would want 5 people of the same race and the same sex and the same age, or
And I guess we could go even further. Y'all all born on the same day, so you have the same cosmic radiation hit you at the same time. Like everything is a control, and that's just why. That's why.
Yeah. So that's how all that kind of pieces together. I mean, my God, you can't make this stuff up.
No.
So I send him a message on Facebook, and he's one of these guys that has a Facebook page, but and looking at it, he hadn't done anything on it in at least a year. You have but you're not a Facebook person,
Right.
because he had a lot of stuff on there that he hadn't posted anything in a year or two. So I went, well, crap, but I got his phone number. I called him out of the blue, and I said, Craig, this is such a good. I was born at 9:30 at night, Anna. So I called him. I said, Craig, this is Carter Bouchard. I don't know if you remember me. We grew up together. We played in the same neighborhood, and went to school together. No, I don't know you. I we didn't go to. I didn't live in Dallas. I lived in Richardson. Well, Richardson's like 30
Right.
miles away. It's just down the highway.
It's
Gotcha.
DFW now, yeah.
As far as Texas goes, that's like right around
Right.
the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so he says, I don't know you. I said, you do not remember me? We played together. We raced our bikes. We went to Joe's Creek and Castleman's Pond. We hunted and fished. And, we burned down your parents' half of their garage by accident, shooting off fireworks because the wind blew the bottle rockets back down and caught the brush back behind your parents' garage and burned the back half of your one-car detached garage down. You don't remember that? Well, no, I don't remember that. I'm going, how can you not remember that? I was banned from ever hanging around you because you were a bad influence. And you were banned from hanging around with me because I was a bad influence. That's what our parents told us. You don't remember? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, well, here's a question. Have you ever been hypnotized? Well, yes, I have. Why are you asking? Well, why I'm asking is because you and I were abducted while we were racing our bicycles in Dallas, Texas, in front of my house. We were taken aboard a spacecraft. I just found this out, and I am calling you to talk about it. So you've been hypnotized? What for? I'm just curious. Now, you guys get this. I call you, either one of you, out of nowhere, and I start going, hey, I was abducted by aliens, and you were with me. How long did that conversation last? Click.
Exactly. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jehovah's Witness, screw you. Go away.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I've heard all the pitches I can hear.
Yeah.
So he goes, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I tried hypnosis because I was just kind of curious about it, and I don't think I really trusted the science of it. I just never got anything out of it, so I just never did it again. I said, well, here's one other item. You're born September 16th, 1951. Yes. So am I. So was Gordon, the other kid who lived in our neighborhood. You don't remember any of that? I have no idea what you're talking about. And so after about a 20-minute conversation, 20 minutes from some guy calling you out of nowhere, hey, we got abducted a long time ago. You remember that?
Right.
It was just a calm goodbye. Well, I'll talk to you later. Well, thanks for talking to me. And I hung up. I know that was him. I know it without a doubt.
Well,
And
he probably
his screen memories are still working.
I was gonna say he probably sort of knew something, or he wouldn't have been on the phone for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I've got his address. I'm going to send him a letter, in a nice, typed out letter. But I know that was him. Yeah, I can't pull somebody out of my butt and
Not
have
with the
them have
same
to say,
birthday and all that. No.
no. And the thing that was kind of even more weird was I kept seeing a lot of the neighborhood kids, like Gordon and Robert and Billy and all these. I kept seeing them while I was getting regrets. I could see them in the background, like, well, maybe I made a mistake and it was Billy and not Craig, or maybe it wasn't Gordon, but it was Randy. So I've never got an answer to that. But that's in a nutshell. That's how my discovery that I had been abducted came out of nowhere.
Wow.
Now, my wife was, of course, there. She couldn't go under, but she was there, so she knows that was real, and there's no way to falsify what I did.
Right.
Now, I've been researching Sasquatch for a lot of years, and she's been with me on two other occasions where bizarre paranormal quantum things have happened.
Right.
So she's been there, and if I say, "Hey, Jen, you don't probably know me, but I'm going to tell you some weird stuff that happened, and I just expect you to believe it," you're probably going to go, "Well, yeah, maybe I believe in the concept, but maybe I don't know you. I don't know what you're talking about." So,
Yeah.
but she was there to experience me having mind speak and quantum things going on with me via the Sasquatch people. But that's a whole other topic. But so that's how I discovered. Now, do either of you know who Dolores Cannon is?
Yes.
do.
Oh my God,
I
I
do.
love her.
Yeah. Well, she
I
took me under twice. I've been under twice with her, and she was awesome. She was like my grandma. She was just a cool lady. She died in 2015, 14, I think. I
Yeah.
went under with her in 2005, 2010, and she passed away in 2014. So I've been under 8 times. Stories are all the same as far as what happened. The blow by blow are different because I remember different things, but they came to my bedroom and
Wow.
took me.
Dude.
They took me while I hunted and fished. They took me
Dude,
while
you
I was
wanna-
throwing my paper out.
Carter, do you want to mention what was in the top of your closet?
Well, the girlfriend I used to date. No, I'm sorry. No, that's it.
She was. Yeah, it smelled really bad. The
Yeah,
plastic.
absolutely. No, I'm
I told
sorry.
you to use a deep freezer.
I'm a smart ass, so but I'll be serious. No, so I had all the tapes. I've been regressed 8 times. I've had recording of every regression cassette tapes. I have like 15 tapes in my closet, and I had my up in my closet. I've been researching Sasquatch, and I've been doing podcasts, and I would keep looking up at my closets in my office, and so my studio or whatever, and I could see the box, and I just didn't do anything about it. I didn't look into it. I had all the tapes. I mean, I know what they said happened. I believed, but I didn't feel like sharing it with the world because I was right in the middle of my research, and then COVID came along, and I wrote 5 books during COVID because you couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. So I just didn't do anything with it, and I cannot really explain why. I wasn't afraid of it. I already had the evidence on tape. I knew what happened to me. Maybe I was concerned about talking about it with people. I don't know. I mean, people make fun of you because you're a Sasquatch researcher. You know how it is, or any kind of
Right.
paranormal. Oh, you
Right.
believe in ghosts? You say you're right.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really. I don't think I was afraid of any ridicule because I was already getting ridiculed by being a Sasquatch researcher. And you seen them? Oh yeah, right. Yeah. What are you smoking? Well, I smoke the good stuff, pal. Just so you know.
That's right. I mean,
I don't
what?
smoke anymore. It's all gummies, and it's top of the line. So
Yes. I am a huge gummy fan.
Yeah. So that's how I got to where I'm at with it.
So, thinking that you might have been abducted, so I guess I had wondered if it's part of like losing time too. Like maybe you didn't have memories replaced. You're just like, where did all that? How did I get over here, and where did all that time go?
So there's a UFO. There's a really popular UFO case, and I can't remember who they are, but it's Carter. You probably know. It was the black guy that married the white lady.
Betty and Barney.
Betty Barney. So
Betty Barney Hill.
they lost time.
Yeah, I never lost time. That's the weird thing. They came and got me. Now they used me for hybridization.
Okay.
Me and my buddy Craig. Now the deal is they had been taking Craig long before I came along, and he and I just happened to be together the day they were going to take him, and they came to get him, and we were together. Here's the interesting part. I find out that when they're taking a person at this time, they dematerialize you so they can get you through the craft. Well, Craig and I were like racing our bikes. We were neck and neck. We were right next to each other. We ran the stop sign. We were right there. And I just happened to be with him. They were not going to take me, but had they not taken me, I was so close to him that one of us may have died, or we both may have disappeared forever because that screws up their demolecularization of us. Now, sometimes they took us in through the craft by demolecularizing, I'll say that 10 times fast, demolecularizing the craft instead of demolecularizing us. Two different things, I guess. So,
Yeah.
but we were taken in the craft and we were on our bikes. That much I remember. And I was sitting there going, how we get this Buick? I mean, it was a Buick. What the heck? You know, I was totally confused.
Right.
I remember that part. So, but that's how, so they've been, and they liked what they got from me. So they came and got me every time they took Craig. Sometimes they took me by myself because whatever I had, they wanted. I've been told that before, baby. But you know what I mean?
Right.
And my ego is totally in check. But it was just so bizarre that I got all this detail. But I never had missing time to answer your question. I never had where was I? I've talked to many people who have had it.
Let me see if I can get this. As Carter says, all I wanted to do was ride my bike.
That's right. That's what I get. So, yeah, my signature now is, well, my childhood isn't quite as I quite remembered. That's how I'm doing it now.
Yeah,
So, but that was the genesis of all of this. So, I've been to Saturn. I've been to Machu Picchu. Oh, here's a good one. Machu Picchu. They kept taking me to Machu Picchu. Now, and they took me down below Machu Picchu, and you go down this long cylindrical stone stairs. And it seemed like I was walking forever, but it's probably just a couple of stories. I don't know. But I was going around. It was just a circular staircase. I kept going down and down and down and down and down. And when you get to the bottom, there was this big, what do you call it, baluster. But it was granite or rock. The stairs were rock. They were all carved out of rock or the mountain or whatever. But there's this baluster, and you put your hands on it. They say you put your hands on it, and this will bring you peace, and this will bring you to the right frame of mind. And then you may go. Once you do this, then you may go down below. You may go down to the bottom of the steps. This is what they were telling me whenever they were taking me down. The ETs take me there.
Right.
Well, 2010, 2012, they discovered the palaces and rooms below Machu Picchu. I'd been there dozens of times before. The guy who discovered Machu Picchu only explored what he could see.
Yep.
Because he didn't have a lot of money. I think it was an English explorer. But a guy in 2010 or 2012, somewhere in between those, they dug down and they discovered there's it's kind of like the thing you're hearing about with the pyramids right now.
Yep.
There's a whole nother world down there and nobody's talking about it.
Have you heard? So they said that there was a granite stone inside of a circle down in the bottom they saw. And what they found inside where the the stone was filled with quicksilver or mercury.
You talk about Egypt?
No, they found it Machu Picchu too.
Okay. 'Cause I haven't read what they found.
Yeah, so I studied that just because it came across my feed one day, and they found mercury down there, and they were able to move that granite stone because it was sitting in mercury.
Wow.
That's all I know. That's all I've watched. But they were talking about Machu Picchu and several other places. They found mercury, and just like in Egypt, they found mercury.
Mercury.
Yeah. So that's, and they were doing all kinds of stuff with me, and I saw, oh God, they took me to the rings of Saturn, and I had this map of the universe next to my bed, my bunk bed. I was up there, and I was always troubled because it had all the planets, Mercury, Venus, all that, but there's no stars. You could send off to Kellogg's and give them a couple of coupons or something, or clip a couple of box tops, mail them off, and you'd get a free map of the solar system. So that's what I did. It didn't have any stars on it. So I was always questioning, and I was questioning the ETs. Well, how come the universe, there's no stars? And, of course, they tell me, well, there are plenty of stars. The map you were looking at is not accurate. It's not an accurate person. They just discounted my experience with that and said, well, we'll take you. So that's when they took me to Saturn. They said, well, we'll take you to the rings of Saturn because this is where the old souls of the universe, many of the old souls, live amongst the rings. And I remember seeing, dirt and chunks of rock going by me, just kind of like watching a fast river. The rings are rotating, and I'm watching all this stuff going by me. I'm going, this is neat to see. I don't want to stay here, but I thought they were leaving me, so I got very upset because they left me because they thought I wanted to visit the old souls. No, I said I'll go to Saturn with you, but I was a kid, I didn't know, so I might have agreed to anything. So when they took me there, and I thought they were going to leave me. So I got very upset, and they came and got me. I don't think they were going to leave me anyway, but I remember clearly being upset. I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't want to talk to dead people. I was not happy about the situation.
Right.
But I got 8-year-old, 9-year-old logic, so, I don't want to talk to dead people.
Yeah.
So, but questions asked, that's kind of the gist of it, but 8 times. Now, the lady that took me under the first time, I do a lot of conferences. And so I get to one of my conferences here in Kansas City, and who's in the booth next to me setting up her stuff? Her. I hadn't seen her in 10, 12 years. Carter, Toby, hey, what's going on? And she was, here's the funny part. She had just gotten her hypnotist license when I called her. We were probably her 5th customer ever. Oh, did I send you that picture of that?
The drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now.
Okay. So she had just got her license, and she didn't know what to do because abduction? I'm doing past life. What the heck? She had no idea. She was totally freaked out. She said, and so this drawing that Brandon's about to pull up, it's not the one I sent her, but it's this drawing I drew between 1972 and 75. As I was writing songs, I wrote a lot of songs. I was a drummer for 20 years. So I wrote a lot of songs. And on one of the pages was a reptilian. Where did that come out of my head? 72 or 75. I was just scribbling, and I drew it. Now, the day after she regressed us, I went down to my office and I drew a beautiful drawing of a reptilian. You see these great drawings of reptilians and all the other ETs. I mean, it was beautiful. it looked like I was probably doing automatic writing or something because I'm not an artist, but it
Right.
was beautiful. Anyhow, I scanned it, sent it to her, and she goes, I can't help you. I don't know what to do with any of this. You'll have to find somebody else. She was just totally freaked. And so, but back in 72, it was squirting out of my brain because that drawing you just showed, uh, I've got two binders, big notebooks like you used to take it to high school, your big
Yep.
notebooks.
Yeah.
And I have, 100, 200 songs I have in these books. A lot of them are just poems and stuff, but some of them were songs that were turned into music and played in bands. A couple of them ended up on 45s. But in 72 to 75, that was already squeaking out of my head. And I just flashed on it because the drawing I sent her, she trashed it and I've lost it. So I was looking through all my old songs and all my old writings to see if perhaps I stuck it in there. And I couldn't find it. So it just got destroyed or disappeared over the years, decades. But I found that drawing. Well, 72 to 75, I'm writing songs, and suddenly I'm just sitting there and start scribbling a reptilian with his hand cut off.
Right.
So it's just more ammo. It's more fuel to the fire that I already knew this stuff was going on subliminally, I guess, but I never came to deal with it until I found out by accident.
Yeah.
I know you'd mentioned Bigfoot, and we're getting close to the hour. And I know you had sent me. You taught two big feet, Bigfootses, two of them to ghost hunt, and you sent me that video of them ghost hunting. So, and I've never seen that. This is the first time, America, the first time you guys are going to see this. It's amazing. So I'm going to play. It's quick.
Oh, I want to see it. I'm so excited.
So.
What the hell was that? The ghost threw a chair at me. That was your dumbass. Stop throwing shit. I got scared, okay? Okay, I'm not built for this. It's literally right outside. I smell sulfur and Axe body spray. I'm going to spear that ghost and open this door. Nope, get me out. I'm going to shit.
There's a temperature drop behind me. Something's manifesting. It's wet. It's warm.
Bro, is that you? What the fuck is that?
Don't move. It thinks you're submissive.
It's marking me. I've been spiritually pissed on. That's a first.
That wasn't me, bro. That was a class 4 spectral urination.
You made eye contact.
So did the ghost.
So, I mean.
Oh my God, it smells like sulfur and Axe body spray. I'm done.
So as you can see, he's an amazing. He does Carter's the new Renaissance man.
Yeah, I am. I'm a Renaissance man. I've even forgotten I've done so many things like that. But the Sasquatch, when I first realized they were alive, I watched In Search of with Leonard Nimoy, and they were playing the Patty film.
That show.
And I was like, that was like 76, I think, is when that was broadcast. And I was, a teenager. I was in my 20s. And I saw that. I went, oh, that's real. I just knew that they were real. And so now, as I'm doing my Sasquatch research, I've had some incredible things. I've had mind speak. They come to me when I'm sleeping, and they show me their home. I think they were in my backyard, and you'll have a lot of people clicking off okay, well, this was good until now. I'm going to turn this stuff off. But this is all real stuff, guys. The paranormal and quantum events that I've experienced and that I've written in all my books from witnesses, and I call them my habituation families because they live with them on their property. It's a whole nother world, a whole nother realm, and for a lot of people, they're not dumb apes, not even close.
No.
there's about 3 things you can explain about Sasquatch with the dumb ape theory. The rest, 18 million things, you can't just describe, you can't explain it with dumb ape. It just doesn't. Yeah, it is. Quantum physics is just now, it is. Because, everyone's seeing the UFO stuff that's, and the scientists and the people that are disappearing and all the, relic garbage that's coming out about the UFOs and have they been here? Well, yes, they have. Said Eisenhower and Truman, made a deal with the devil. They'll get the technology and we'll give you our humans, just don't kill them, and they weren't, quite sure how that was going to work out, but now we're seeing it. So, but that's what it didn't inspire me, but inspired me to have an open mind when I'm dealing with Sasquatch. And I'll be darned, the very first expedition I led, I watched one vanish in front of my eyes on a thermal camera. Exploded in front of my face and it was gone. And nobody else saw it.
100% believe it.
Yeah. And so, and the people that got me into Bigfooting here in Missouri were hateful and mean and nasty toward anybody that had an open mind. And they would ridicule you unmercifully.
Right.
And so when I got to that fork in the road, I went left and I left them all sitting over here twiddling their thumbs and it's never disappointed me. The things that people are saying have been reporting, and they wouldn't say anything about it for years because of fear of ridicule. It's coming to pass. It's real stuff. I believe there's probably some kind of connection with the UFOs. A lot of people say they've seen Sasquatch on UFOs during abductions.
I've heard that. Yeah.
A lot of my witnesses, my habituation families that live with them on their property, will see a UFO right before or right after a Sasquatch encounter, or they'll see a Sasquatch right after or right before they see or have seen a UFO.
I have a theory too. So the Joplin spook lights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, there's also that little road that you go and to sit on to watch the spook lights. There's also Bigfoot activity in those woods.
Joplin, Missouri.
Yeah, and I've always wondered if the spook light comes, right? And then they see Bigfoot. Now, is that them traveling through an interdimensional portal and it lights up and then right? Or is it alien, some type of energy transfiguring them down from the ship and then boom, Bigfoot?
Yes, I don't know. Yes to all of them.
Okay.
Flip a coin. You can't, with all the people that are seeing and experiencing things, people that are well known and mom and pop that live out in the middle of Boone County in Missouri and the edge of Mark Twain National Forest. Nobody knows them. Nobody ever will. And they're talking to them. I've had a Sasquatch say my name to me in my voice. They played a trick on me. So you can't say no to anything. I mean, you can, but go ahead and live that way. But you can't, if you're really interested in answers to what's going on in the world, you need to keep an open mind, and you just can't discount anything. You have to at least consider it. You don't like it after you considered it. Considering is not believing.
Right.
Considering just saying, I got an open mind. You made me think. Let me think
about it. Yeah. So I have a question. This gonna kind of, I don't know, maybe it sound weird or not, but
well, hang on. Let me ask you this. We're coming up on 1 hour. Carter, can you go longer?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I own the network, so we do what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting you bring up some of the shows you used to watch when you were a kid. The In Search Of, I used to watch that. Used to love watching documentaries on like the Loch Ness and things like that. And oddly enough, watching them, I mean, I don't know about you, you're like, you were told as a kid they were fake, but maybe at your core you're thinking, I don't think so. And so I just wonder, and just listening to other people in the paranormal and to cryptids and to all the other things, I wonder if we are just inertly, just we've always believed, we just like kind of in the back of our brain, like those of us who are just kind of thrown into the paranormal, that it just didn't take much for us. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Because somehow in the back of our mind, you run into a lot of people like that share some. Like, I used to watch that too. I used to have that happen to me too. I used to have that too. I wonder though if then you've kind of always believed in all these things. Because I mean, I'm 52. I'm 50. How? 53. Sorry, I had to remember how old I was. I'm as old as I can't remember how old I am. So still growing up in Gen X, still having the you shouldn't talk like that, you shouldn't believe in that, it was a dream, blah, blah, blah. And you was okay, yes, ma'am. But in the back of your brain, you're like, but no, that happened. I just wonder if that there are those of us who just naturally are in this now because we just knew the whole time. You know what I mean? Do you run into a lot of the similarities like that?
yeah, I do. And people, and that's why we were talking earlier before we came on about, a lot of the women who've read my book will go, "Oh my God, I used to think about that all the time. I just put it out of my head."
Mhm.
And they have since gone and gotten regressed and found out indeed some of them have been taken. And
Mhm.
they've always had an open mind about paranormal things because it was like me drawing that picture. I had no idea, but yet I was drawing and seeing things. I saw little gray robots. I thought nothing of them because I saw them all the time. They were my friends, my little dream buddies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're around it. You're attracted to it. It's attracted to you. Sometimes you
Yep.
have no choice. And so yeah, it's and
So
not that
your drawing reminds me of, and I don't think the show had been out yet, but it was in the 70s, I think. I think it was called Land of the Lost. They had the reptilian figures, and they're called the Slee Sloths. Do you remember that show? It
I
was
don't
like
know.
there was a family that got trapped in like prehistoric times, but somehow they were sort of interdimensional, like where they had these reptile things that they were called Slee Sloths. You should look it up. And your drawing reminds me very much like that. And I don't think when you made that drawing, I don't think that show was out yet.
Isn't that weird? That's very weird.
And it's also, this is funny too. We had another guest on the show that I was talking to, and I'm going to ask you this question. Did you feel awkward or were you considered a nerd in high school?
I was a smart ass. I was probably acting out because I had a really bad home life.
Yeah.
And so I was smarting off all the time to
Yeah.
get some attention that I wasn't getting. I was getting bad attention,
Yeah.
negative attention. So I wanted, and I was always, I did improv comedy for 3 years. So it's not like I wasn't warming up to what I was going to do, 20 years later. But it was just, I was always in front of people. I was
Mhm.
always talking to people. People were always listening to me. It was just one of those things. And it's so weird you ask that question, but I'm in junior high, I'm in high school, and I had no idea of any of other than the little gray robots and a few other things that I now go, oh,
That was that. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
but
it-
you don't think you've been abducted by aliens.
no, I'm sure not.
That's not something you think of. But I saw many of the aliens on the craft would be talking to me. I was shown 6 or 7 at one time. They were all kind of in a room, and they were gathered as if because if you've been hypnotized, you're talking to your super subconscious.
Yeah.
So it's your super subconscious knows everything that Jen has ever done in her life, good, bad, or indifferent. And same for you, Brandon. It's just this, you when you're hypnotized, you're talking to your super subconscious. So all of these things that you've ever done are trapped in your head. Some of them more shocking. Some of you remember daily, something, your first girlfriend, first boyfriend, your first job, some things are always, just kind of, I remember when I threw a paper out. So you've got things floating around in your head, but until you've been taken and you realize, well, some of the things that are flying around in your head are just screen memories. They're to obfuscate what really happened.
Yeah.
But Jen and I were talking about, do you know ahead of time, or have you experienced things? I didn't know, but I always had an open mind. I just, when I saw that Sasquatch film, I just went, oh, that's real. It was like a non-event to me. I just, show me something else. Come on.
I just think a lot of us that are in the paranormal community, growing up at in the eras that we did, that we were the ones watching these shows like In Search of and things like that. And as much as they were kind of touted as, well, they're probably not true, but Mr. Spock's narrating, so we got to watch it.
Yeah.
But in the back of our minds, even as kids, we're all just like, we just know this is real. You know what I mean? Like, we were the nerds who were right, kind of thing.
What blows my mind is the more that disclosure comes out, the more they talk about the tabloid newspapers.
They're more
accurate. How they were actually given the truth.
Yeah.
To put out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But the disinformation.
Right. As a kid, I remember looking at the tabloids going, kind of makes sense, even though it said, like, I'll never forget, Bat Boy was on the cover. And I'm like, I don't so much know about that, but in small print, there was a UFO thing. And I'm like, huh. You know what I mean? And I'm like, why is there a huge bat boy drawing of a bat who is, a human bat that takes up the whole cover? But here in tiny little print, there's something. Like, why is this so big and this is small? And that was the first time I started looking at fine print.
Yeah.
And the fine print and the small stuff, it made sense.
Well, this has been the abductions, in my opinion, have been going on since Truman and Eisenhower made a deal with the devil.
The Majestic 12. Yep.
Yeah. You will take our people and you will give us technology. You just do not kill our people, do not harm them, but bring them back, but do whatever you need. And so that's where we got, a lot of, our technology, computer chips,
Velcro.
Yeah, Velcro,
like
Kevlar.
Silly pudding.
And if you'll notice, Velcro came out shortly after Majestic 12 happened.
Yeah.
And I think, in my mind, Velcro was the first piece of alien technology that we were given.
Yeah, fiber optics.
Yep.
There's another thing. We just had a jump from caveman who can build rockets to suddenly we have technology, and the computer industry exploded, and our technology on our military craft exploded, and computers.
Yep.
What the heck?
So is the theory that Hitler pissed off Satan and we made a deal with him? Because, I mean, let's just face it, there's a lot of evidence that Hitler used black magic, well, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Did a lot of conjuring, did a lot of work with demonics, did a lot of...
Well, supposedly the Germans had ET technology before we did.
Yeah.
And so, either, the aliens were the bad ones that came down here, or they were stupid and had bad taste. They picked the wrong military regime. You should have picked us. But he was trying to do bad things with it and could not get it right. And that may have been.
Maybe that was it.
Karma for him. Well, you screwed this up, and good thing, buddy, because, and see what happened. What would have happened had he had that technology? To look what happened to the Jews. What would have happened?
Yeah.
had technology where he could take out a continent.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Here's my question though. Yeah, Hitler was horrible. We all agree. But why did he spend so much money to build that base in Antarctica?
Good question.
You know, that really, I mean, okay, so let's just devil's advocate. Let's say he was doing the experiments on humans that aliens were telling him to do, or that they would do, but have better technology. Oh.
Well, he was supposedly doing experiments on the prisoners of war. Or the people in the
camps. And it's just like
he had unlimited bodies to play with.
Yeah. Now, could this have all been, let's just say the reptilians are the bad guys, right? Could this have all been a reptilian plot?
Could be.
You know, I mean, and this is where, like you said, being open-minded. If you're not open-minded, you're not going to go down these little rabbit holes, and nobody ever figure out anything.
Yeah.
You can look at a lot of our movies that are made that are supposedly quote unquote made up, but they're based on something. Listen, I know there's a lot of creative people out there that write a lot of creative stuff that just like their brain just works on different wires. But even The Haunted Man, even what is it, House of the Clock on the Walls, the Disney movie has there is a necromancy book. There is Goofer Dust. I have a recipe. There are those things. Harry Potter. You look at what was it? I think it was the first Wonder Woman movie had experiments based on World War II. I mean, they're getting it from somewhere, and I don't think it's someone's creative mind all the time.
I get all the like wanting to do experiments, but he had so many experiments.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, you're fighting a war. Who's got the time to think up that many experiments to do?
Yeah.
You know, I just have little things that just don't quite add up, and I'd like to know, but may never. You know,
but you may know.
Oh, and then you've got remote viewing.
Yeah.
You've got the remote viewing espionage on all sides. That's been going on. Still going on.
Well, we're just pawns. We're just pawns with all of this stuff, all the things we see and experience and believe in and don't. We're just pawns. It sticks with some of us it doesn't. And we're an experiment in and of ourselves.
Yeah.
You take the people that are actually running the country, or not the country, the planet, the Rothschilds and all those, the people that are just so beyond us wealth wise, they own everything. That's, they own stuff that can't be owned because they do own it.
I do tell people, if you know what their last name is, they're not the ones running the country.
Right.
Yeah.
But it sure does. It's a good place to start.
Mm-hmm. Troopers. Those people. Oh my God, the things they're doing.
Horrible. They're making barrels and all kind of stuff.
Oh, that weird video they just put out that someone could take seriously. I mean, the propaganda machine. Oh my God, the Coopers.
Oh, and the stuff that they hide in beef tallow.
I do. I hide a lot of stuff in my beef tallow.
Yeah. Congratulations on that. Yeah, but the whole world, as I'm older, and I could croak tomorrow, I could last another 20 years. But as things are getting closer, as I realize I've only got so much time if I want to do X, Y, or Z, so I better get with it. I'm going, I just want some answer. I just want a couple of secrets shown to me. That's all. In case I go to a different place in the afterlife. I mean, maybe I get sent to, Osawatomie, Kansas instead of.
So that's hell.
Oh, that's hell. Oh, yeah. God. They don't even have internet.
God, that's crazy.
No, but, so there's things that I would like to know in this life. So I can discuss it like we're discussing things that we know and experience or believe in. So we can at least, well, in case this afterlife thing is a joke, I get to know and experience it and talk with fellow believers for a
Right.
few years until it's all over.
I think that's the whole point of being down here is to experience. We're here for the physical experience. Feel pain. Pain's good. We're here to feel pain. We're supposed to. We got to learn something from it. Feel happiness. Feel joy.
Yeah, well, diabetic neuropathy is not fun, but
I don't. Did you know diabetics? Here's my theory, and then I'm gonna ask where people can find your books. But my theory is the way that we survived the Younger Dryas period, the Ice Age, is diabetics. Because diabetics, generally, their internal temperature runs hotter. So I think diabetes might have saved from the Ice Age, but now it's in us and we can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I got it too, but thank God I just take metformin for now.
Chris
So
has,
where can
he's,
go ahead, Jim?
no, I was gonna say Chris has it too. He's metformin and Ozempic, so
Yeah, I don't do metformin anymore. That's nasty stuff.
it is
I
nasty
don't
stuff.
like it, but the VA gives you whatever they want to give you.
Whenever a grown man runs into a women's bathroom in a mall because there's no open stalls.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Officer, he's a weird man. Okay, my books. I'm self-published. I'm self-published, so my books that sell out of my house. You can buy my electronic books, the ebooks on Amazon, but I don't sell my books on Amazon. They want too much money for them. My books are all color, nice paper, all of that. There's no fiction in any of my books. All my testimony from all my habituation people, all the photos are real. There's nothing doctored. I don't fake any of this stuff. None of my people. Oh, that book right there has got so many great pictures in it. Oh my God.
That's what I'm looking for right now.
There's some really good pictures in there. So, but if you contact me, just email me, sqexplorer@gmail.com. SQ as in Sasquatch. Oh, that's a good one.
That was the one I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good photo. Yeah, but sqexplorer@gmail.com. Let's say the books are all color. I will sign them for you. And that's how you get a hold of me. I don't have a website anymore.
They are all that's on the comments for everybody, sqexplorer@gmail.com to send a request for your book. You had something, is it just what Brandon sent me? There's something on your Facebook or something where you can see all the books to get. So, and hopefully we'll have you at the Paracon, one of them coming up here, New Orleans 2027, to talk all things UFOs, Bigfoot. I do want to introduce you to Cameron Bagg. He does photography, and he's been very, very, very successful in catching cryptids because of his techniques. So you two would be a great combination. To go
And
out.
I will say this. Every time I'm at a con with Carter, first of all, we have a blast. But there's very few speakers or celebs that I want to go hear. And every time I'm at a con with him, I sneak off to go listen to his talk. It's that good. So
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Here's a picture.
What is Wow.
Oh, I do have the face print that you said.
That's the one.
Yeah, let me pull it up here and then.
That is an awesome photo, and the photo on the book is really two photos.
Wow. Yeah, I hope I get to introduce you
pull it
to.
up.
He's actually in Scotland right now trying to photograph Nessie. So I think you guys would be like brothers from another mother or something.
I'd love to meet him.
I'll have to find out when his birthday is.
Oh yeah, September 16th.
He's got.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yes, September 16th, 1951. See, that's how I know that whole thing was orchestrated. They got, we've already been through that, but
Yeah.
there are no coincidences in my life. I do not believe in coincidences. Everything's happening to me and probably to you guys too for a reason.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that face.
There it is.
Wow.
That is the best photograph, unless you're staring at a Sasquatch from 3 feet away in the woods, you're going to see. That is just so freaking awesome.
That's one of my favorite pictures. Period.
Yeah, and that is them. They're stealing vegetables from some people that grow for farmers markets, and they have these big Quonset huts, and they have propane heaters that run all the winter, so keep everything from freezing. And so there's condensation inside, so it's standing up.
Oh wow.
Looking for humans. Yeah. And there's another photo. It's got a handprint, and it's inside.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Well, Carter, we definitely need to schedule you back for another episode. And y'all, This is the reason why I've interviewed him so many times. I mean, my God, the man's a genius. We can talk about anything. So,
well, thank you. That's very flattering.
Man, look,
and you're very, observant too. I must say.
I know genius when I pee on it. I mean, see it.
Yeah.
So,
but anytime,
I guess the biggest question. Yeah, definitely. And the biggest question, I guess, with Sasquatches and aliens, I mean, I guess if they would come down in the orbs, and I mean, but how much energy?
Well,